Everybody loves a bit of Star Wars, don't they? I mean, don't they? I mean, it's pretty much a rite of passage. Of course, if you ignore all the naysayers about The Force Awakens, who just seem to think it's more important that the story be completely different and not actually be any good. I mean, the prequels were different. They weren't any good, but that's an entirely different matter altogether. And that's also completely different from what we're really supposed to be discussing right here. But the reason I mention The Force Awakens more than anything else is A, it's still pretty current, and B, Darth Vader's headpiece here. I'll just move the camera a little bit. Yeah. A little worrying about that. For some reason, instead of giving him the regular Darth Vader head sculpt that we would have preferred, they've gave him a sort of melted, ghosty version. Yeah, that's just absolutely bizarre. I haven't even opened the thing up, I just thought, what the hell? Let's grab it, it's Star Wars and yay! Right, as you can probably get to the hero mashers, Star Wars, we've got a Stormtrooper, we've got a Scout Trooper, we've got Luke Skywalker and his Return of the Jedi stuff, complete with a robot hand. We've got Han Solo, we've got Darth Vader for the most part, and what looks like electrical-based powers, which Vader never had. Maybe it's just him transitioning into a Force Ghost, who knows. What else have we got? The Abominations. The Abominations that would usually be mashup characters anyhow, but this time made far, far worse. Yeah, well, we can all imagine the possibilities, can't we? Shall we get this open? I mean, there's not much else to say. Can't really get the rest of the box in position for you, but there's really not much else to say yet. But the thing about these particular boxes that always buggers me is just how the hell you're supposed to actually open them. Why, oh why, oh why did they decide to go with such an awkward design? I know it's been funky and everything, but come on, some practicality would be appreciated, boys and girls. At Hasbro, oh, that sounds dodgy. Like, you know, as in whether or not they have any drugs available, and possibly somebody was on drugs when they thought that the Darth Vader image was quite a good idea. I'm just gonna have to angle it like this. Why am I being so careful with opening a box? It's not like I'm gonna put this on eBay or anything. Actually, that's a thought. No. I'm here to collect and review and God knows what else. God knows what else, because even I at this point have no idea how this is going to turn out. Alright, so let's just take a look. Yes, he seems to have had an accident with a lightsaber. One of his arms is missing. Well, I say it's missing, it's actually lying right here, but you know what I mean. Let's just reassemble this poor fella. And my god, that is actually on quite stiff. But otherwise, yes, it's probably quite stiff because it's so brand new, but I have had certain hero mashers before that just seem to have, you know, stiffness and very poor joint connection in some cases. In a lot of cases, they were literally falling apart because the joints weren't connecting too well. In other cases, they were connecting so well that you just couldn't get any movement out of them. But in general, yeah, that feels a pretty nice, solid piece. Shall we see how his gun works, or doesn't? Oh, for some reason, they've gave you a little hole there, but a proper grippy bit here, and that seems to work quite nicely. Not that taken with the special effect here. The energy blast seems a bit lackluster. But we'll just put you over there. Try not to fall over, Mr. Scout Trooper. There we go. We'll get this fella out as well, if we can. Usually these things come out a lot easier. But today they seem to be fighting me. Like any old Stormtroopers, so they might just be thinking I'm rebel scum. And this guy's even stiffer, good god. It looks like there's some basic joints are still the same as either character. But my god, he doesn't get much motion out of the headpiece here. It should, in theory, be able to go all the way around, but the little breathing apparatus bits here just don't seem to want to respond too well. Otherwise, pretty much all the rotation you would expect. And a much larger gun that doesn't look anything like what they would have had in the actual movies. And look, it doesn't go anywhere near, the trigger doesn't go anywhere near his actual trigger finger. But yeah, he can make a funky little pose. Let's just compare these two side by side here. And you can see, first of all, I'm trying to drop them. You can see the two obviously has the generic similarities because of being what they are. They are essentially the same thing. Let's just move that arm down like that. It is actually different sculpts altogether for the forearms, and in general, yeah, they are completely different models. They just have the, the superficial resemblance to each other, but what with being stormtroopers and what with working for the Empire. But yeah, we'll put those to one side and we'll get Luke out, obviously with his left arm unattached, as if though he's just had another accident and lost yet another limb, and his robo arm, which again, very stiff. This must be because they're literally just out of the package, but full 360. Doesn't really look that much like Mark Hamill in his heyday. It looks a bit more like a sort of cross between him, the guy that played Starbucks in the original Battlestar Galactica and the A-Team, and the guy who plays Jaime Lannister. So let's just give him his lightsabers so he looks a bit more complete. There we go. The power of Christ compels you. It's something he never actually said. But yeah, the stiffness here is just absolutely horrible. Although he does have very unnatural mobility in his left leg. Maybe he's had a few more mechanical updates. Or maybe not. Let's try to get Han Solo out. And the first thing I can tell, without even having paid that much attention to him, is that that is not in any way Harrison Ford. That just looks like a very generic, stylized anime superhero. But, oh, God, his right arm seems to have absolutely no articulation to it whatsoever. I'm literally having to fight it to get it to move. Anybody know any good way to get these things to loosen up a little faster? But the head joint seems... Ooh, bloody hell. Yeah, I almost thought that wasn't going to come off there. I wound up banging into the camera. Hips are nice and loose to a certain degree. Knees are incredibly tight. And of course you can make him look like he's doing something really, really silly there. But it does look good. It does sort of have that whole space cowboy type look that he had going for him to a certain degree. Stroke space adventurer, stroke space smuggler. You know, he's Han Solo. The guy that died horribly and pointlessly in that last movie. But for a reason. To really, really make you feel like you'd lost part of your childhood. Yeah, it looks like he's got some basic similarities here with the Stormtrooper on the back here, but it is just these joints. There must be some other accessories that you can get, which I don't have that you can plug in. I'm assuming wings, given where they're positioned, but yeah. Hey, look, did you ever get those power converters? Piss off. And last but not least, Daddy. Yeah. I'm not even going to bother putting the other arm on, because, oh yeah, this is quite flimsy plastic, which is quite typical when it's something like this. The robes look like they can be, the robes can be taken off, but they otherwise sort of get in the way of the legs a bit. So we'll just take that off. That presumably can be, yes, that can be taken off as well, but you have to take the head off first. And let's just take a quick closer look at this sculpt, if the camera will actually, there we go. Yeah, it's just very uninspiring. I'm having to look at it through the viewfinder, and it really, really looks, a bit blare. I mean, it's nicely lit up here. I mean, the camera is doing everything I can to increase the light a bit, but when I look off camera at it, with my own naked eyes, it's actually in a bit of shadow and shade and whatnot, and it's not looking too good. But it's a reasonable facsimile. It's just, why did they make it transparent? Why didn't they just give us the proper melted helmet look? And what exactly are these supposed to be? And you've got these little sections here that kind of imply it should be, that it should be something that can be applied on different sections, but it just doesn't seem to want to actually connect onto anything. It's like they've gave you something that should be compatible, but isn't really. Ah, there we go. Finally managed to get it in. Only goes on one way, apparently. Yeah, if I try putting it on like that, it just doesn't want to know. Well, there's only one thing we can do. We can give Luke a little bit of an extra new look, and that's a good idea. Because of the chain and everything, you can't really see what you're doing to try to connect things on properly, and I don't think it's actually compatible with anybody but Vader's. Come on. No, the holes. Oh yes, they do. They do line up, just not particularly well. As you'll see in a second when I get Luke's head back on. Oh my god, look at the... In an effort to give him a defined jaw, they've really gave him a really poor, non-existent neck, although I suppose it'll be hidden a bit like so. There we go. Doesn't look so bad when you've got that massive ball joint thing there, but there you go, there's Luke with a cape, in case you've ever wondered. And I bet you thought I was going to put his head on Vader's body. You were right, I did. Do you think my sister will like me like this? I'm Luke Skywalker, I'm here to save you, but I'm in the wrong armor. Why do I have a lightsaber? No, something still feels quite wrong. Why do I have two lightsabers? Yeah, I get the feeling I still would have missed Grebo. So, with all the fun of that out to one side, I've got something else to do. Blind bags. I've got two of them. I've got absolutely no idea what I'm going to collect. I'm just going to open them up.